Man down onto his last legs. Bullets being traded out from Potato as well into the distance. That's Evo struggling now as Zuxi's been knocked. Ego Blank, they want to come out swinging.
Dear me, this is really not friendship between the Indonesian teams whatsoever. Zuxi down, and they just have to leave him behind at this point. The second time in a row that this has occurred. Misery makes his way through, half HP. Zerich might have just needed to pull the trigger there and could have popped him out the vehicle. In the meantime, Zuxi gets finished off there by Octa, looks out towards them, just makes it so tough. They're still giving it gas though, still giving it as good as they get as a player makes his way up towards the compound. They've got to respond, and now
Potato looks to try and lurk his way in. Molotov dashed out through the window. More nades to play with as well as he's got a hand grenade primed and ready. Throws it out. Looks to punish. Splash damage not tagging. Vehicle set ablaze though. SMG in close range is what he hopes to pack a punch with. He eats a grenade. It rinses his HP. Potato forced to slow down the push whilst Link takes position outside. Hasn't seen him, but he knows exactly where his enemy is now. Wanted to go for the full flank. Instead, juking him, playing inside of the building. Runs through the fire and the flames though, Blank. But this only further turns up the heat as the SMG spits damage round the corner. And he will stop Evos there.
On Procedure Evos, they catch the smoke off that guy. Really, really well played. Bra Esport looking to control Mad Bulls, who have set themselves in a fantastic position up towards this northeastern edge, able to look down towards all this carnage that's currently going on. Gladiators took a long rotate off towards that western side, yet there's so many teams confirming themselves over towards apartments now. You got Reject, Alpha 7, Falcons, Tiamba, even Malise in this area. Quest also trying to keep up with their position, but Alter Ego, they're not done yet. Looking over towards Bra Esports as their next victim. Good shots from Fnatic, but it's not quite enough just yet.
Oh, they're damaging everyone though. A lot of HP being licked up across the face of these squads. Alter Ego, you're going to be struggling here. Your ego might take a bit of a hit if they can't survive the push from the Mad Bulls. This is one that they instigated. Mad Bulls now looking to finish it. Nades for days, blowing away Alter Ego. Frozen, armed with a shotgun, looking to cleave his way through them. Spanning through the smoke, wants to leave them broke. Stop. Going to reply back as well as Pops will hit that first shot. Another one onto I8. So in the commotion, Stalwart have been able to third party and find a few extra points. Tulika, he's jumped inside the vehicle. He's still a bit paranoid. Doesn't quite know where the rest of Alter Ego have gone. At least finds Potato for now. Icy thought he was ice cold in this angle, but he's been stabbed in the back. It doesn't matter on the trade, and it looks like they've barely got the res off as well. A lot of carnage happening right now. Alter Ego going down for good though, Blank, as Zia seem to have located the last man in Rosemary. To the metal and close the gap, but it's the metal of the bullets fighting back against them. They detonate the vehicle though as Loops get the shots in and DX are gone.
It's Cardozin to steal that one away. I didn't expect that at all. And Revo will finish the job, leading A7 to 3 eliminations. Both A7 and Reject, 4 players alive. Falcons down to just the 1 in AXA.
And will he be remaining alive for very long? Doesn't seem like it, Blank, because the nades do not stop coming. One after another, they're dashed in, bro. And Tixie, he's running in to end it. Had confidence in his teammates there. The nades soaring through the sky and the bullets shutting down the last man that was alive in AXA. So Falcons going down quick today. Points. Need to get themselves some elims and look for the late game. Ooh, but it's going across on towards the up. Ayala, he'll get one on the back line, Blank, and take down the first man.
Yeah, Loop's just stealing away these eliminations feels really rough for Alpha 7, honestly, because the more points they can score on this map, the harder it is for Reject to catch up, because as long as Alpha 7 stays in this game, Reject's push towards that top side just feels almost like a futility, Jackie. Stalwart attempt to make their way across with a long old smoke train, but it's looking like this train is getting derailed on that northern side as there's just bullets pouring in left, right and center towards them. Lufa, Reject, all trying to take those points for their own, but every single team sees these as potential ways to climb the leaderboard.
Fair play to Quest as well, actually being able to snatch some of those points, Blank, take them a little bit deeper. Loops Your life is getting harder and harder. They waited far too long to advance further forward, got left in a bad spot, one that's going from bad to worse now as everyone's located them, consistently unleashing a hailstorm of bullets towards them. Cardozin's the last one trapped inside of the compound. Eventually, he's got to move, and there's so many squads that know about that location. Their days are limited.
Reject is doing a great job to steal away a lot of these eliminations. Alpha 7, though, they find Kiss You over towards that backside. Carrillo takes a little bit of damage. Reject certainly not letting them just peek whenever they want. But it is Fahiden, the guy I was talking about earlier, who's really done a good amount of work for them. Again, another one goes down. But similarly, Carrillo able to pick up another 6-5 for Reject and Alpha 7. Both looking to gun it further into this match. But Reject's closer towards the center here. Despite that, it's just gonna feel not so awesome when A7 continues to climb these rankings, but at least Reject is still placed themselves in a position where it's possible. Gladiators further into the match. I didn't think they'd make it towards top 6. I thought they'd be out so much sooner. Nice little Molotov, but the peak will be there, and he directly runs into it, and that should be him done.
Goes up in a puff of smoke, taken out for good, and leaves us with 5 squads left. Loops, Alpha 7, Reject Tokyo, Gladiators, and Quest are all that remains. Problem is for Loops, we told you their days were numbered, and it seems like they've come to the end. For Gladiators, you're probably just thinking about how you build some extra points on this one, how you stay alive, but this is nice. Look at the smoke wall going out instantly.
I like this from Alpha 7 actually, because they know that Reject isn't technically direct center right now. If they can get players out towards the edge here, towards the center of the circle, as we are closing up, we are finishing the game in approximately 2 minutes here, stage 9. Reject currently beset upon on all sides. They see all of these smokes. They know they need to have to respond somehow, but with the amount that's been placed down, with the absolute boatload that Alpha 7's been able to maintain on, it's hard to predict where they're going to be, Jackie.
This is really interesting, Blank. Look at the positions the Gladiators have taken as well. Basically being the doorman, denying the exit from Reject. Okay, Quest. I talked about the height advantage they had, and they're using it, swinging sky high as the bullets start to strike down and leave Alpha 7 in a rough spot. It can go very wrong quickly for the Brazilian team. Meanwhile, OCO playing with confidence as the Japanese squad come through like a katana, chopping their way through Gladiators, slicing them down in the arena, Blank. The shotty from Tixi, quick for the trade, but they're also getting third-partied. Alpha 7, they give up the circle, they play for the fight, pushing back in as they strike down versus Reject.
Gladiators sort of ruin the run coming through from Reject here. There's nades up towards that top side, and this is another win potentially coming through for Quest. The back-to-back, the push towards the top side of the table. A little nade bobbles down off the side. The smoke's all blooming underneath, but Quest, they need to remove themselves. They need to provide themselves with a little bit of cover. Senab, very low here, crawling back in. Reject somehow get the res off, some way, and are still in this match on the second floor. Senab out.
Senab's gone down to just the 3 versus 3 at this point as you're going to drop straight into the commotion. There's the first as Quest ascend from the heavens. The punishment, though, is being distributed by Reject as the Japanese side seem to be trying to steal this one away. They want a chicken dinner today, and that seems like what we're going to be getting out of it, Blank. As the final frags come in, Reject have done it again.
This is so good for them. It's exactly what they needed, and not something I expected either.